This is the Best of the Week on Relevant Radio.
You're listening to our new series, Jesus 101 on the Faith Explained on Relevant Radio. And I'm your host, Cale Clarke, another ancient writer who sheds a lot of light on the early church and what they believed about Jesus, what was really going on. It's a guy named Pliny the Younger. Pliny was the governor of the Roman province called Bithynia. And in the year 112 AD, so this is early 2nd century, he wrote a letter to the emperor, who was Emperor Trajan at that time. And he's basically asking, how do I deal with all the Christians that I have in my territory? What do I do with these people? And in his letter that he writes to the Roman emperor, he calls them criminals. And here's what he actually said. Quote, "They were in the habit of meeting on a certain fixed day before it was light, when they sang in alternate verses a hymn to Christ as to a God, and bound themselves by a solemn oath not to do any wicked deeds." And that really brings me to the last point from Pliny the Younger. The early church celebrated the Eucharist. What does he say? He says they were partaking of food, but food of an ordinary and innocent kind. Now, why did he say it like that? Why did Pliny the Younger, the governor of Bithynia, why did he stress that last point? Probably because the early Christians were thought to be cannibals. That was a rumor that was going around about the early Catholic Christians in the first few centuries. It was said they would have these secret meetings and they would eat the flesh and drink the blood of some dude. Now, some in Pliny's day even spread the rumors that babies were sacrificed for this purpose. And this, of course, is all a colossal misunderstanding of the Eucharist. Now, of course, they did only let those who were enlightened, those who had been baptized, receive the Eucharist. And the Mass wasn't all in public like it is today. But early Catholics did, just as we continue to do today, in the 1st century, 2nd century, 21st century, and I'm sure it'll be true in the 22nd as well, unless the Lord comes first. We do eat the true flesh and drink the actual blood of Christ in the Eucharist, albeit in a sacramental manner, in an unbloody manner. And all of this stuff corroborates what we know about the beliefs and practices of the Catholic Church as presented in the New Testament. So, couple samples for you. Ancient writers did attest to the reality of Jesus Christ, even outside the Bible. Jesus did exist. And this is why professors like John Dixon, modern professors, say, if you can find me anybody who has a PhD in ancient history who denies that Jesus existed and is teaching at a legit university, I'll eat my Bible. It's never happened. And it never will, because Jesus really did exist.